If you are not very lean as a man, you are not living in your masculine alignment, as we're about to explain in this video. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you the complete blueprint that took me half a decade to learn. You can't fake confidence. It's one of the only things you can't fake. Your brain always knows when you have not done the work. You know, every skipped workout, every skipped meal, every time you cave into your bad habits. And I was doing this for years, and you're about to see how it relates to getting lean. It's all going to sound a bit woo-woo, but it will all make sense in a second. And that's why you never feel fully okay in your skin. You walk around carrying this quiet guilt that you're not truly living up to what you could be. And as an escape, people choose cheap dopamine. You scroll, you eat, you drink, you fold into distractions, and this gets manifested by your body composition. Because if the dopamine is not earned, it's stolen from a piece of you. You have to sacrifice a piece of you to indulge in cheap pleasure. And you can't run from it. Your body keeps the score, and that's why you truly never look how you actually want to look. Because the truth is, getting lean and truly looking good, looking dialed in, it's not by accident. It happens as an accumulation of tough decisions over a long stretch of time, and it's why you know the information, you know what you need to do, you think you know everything, you have this ego, yet you just don't look the part. So what is it that's separating you from the guys you see online that seem to just look far better? Because you might think that you can skip this part. And I get it, it sounds gay, it sounds woo-woo, but I promise you, you can't skip the mental stuff. And I'll see this with clients constantly. They're trying to skip to this step. It's, you know, how do I achieve this body? How do I look like you? How do I look like the guys I see on Instagram? I don't look the way I want to look. This was literally me for years. And I hadn't fixed myself, and I wasn't living in masculine alignment. Because life starts to feel good again when you are truly in alignment with your highest masculine capability. And having that truly standout physique is simply a byproduct of this. And like Nelson mentioned, it's the mental stuff that everyone skips. It's funny, I say training doesn't matter as much as you think, it's all nutrition. But actually I lied. Training doesn't really matter, nutrition doesn't really matter until you fix the mental, because there's so much information out there. You've watched the Jeff Nippert videos, you've watched the nutrition videos, you know what you need to do, but why haven't you achieved the results yet? It's up here. This is what's wrong with you, bro. And this relates to every single video we've made. This is at the foundation of every video we made. We always talk about getting the real world results from your physique. And this is the biggest thing that you need to get right if you actually want to get any real world results out of your physique. Because going to the gym is easy. You know, degenerates can go to the gym and they can build a half-assed physique. That's the easy part. But you need to make a switch if you really want to build a physique that stands out and you want to actually have that physique improve every other area of your life. So this is the easiest way to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Everything is fueled from purpose. If anything starts to feel meaningless, it's not the thing itself. It means you are not in masculine alignment, okay? I talk about you can't build a house on a shaky foundation. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Purpose is the foundation as a man. It comes before anything, literally anything. Your parents, your kids, your wife, materialistic things, money. That might sound crazy, but those things cannot become meaningful unless you have purpose as a man. Throughout history, purpose was all men had. And this doesn't mean you love any of these things less than your purpose. It means purpose is the thing fueling meaning into those things. And we could even think about it logically, okay? The weaker this purpose foundation is, the less you can build up whatever's on top of it. You can have a physique, you can have money, women, materialism, fulfillment, and happiness somewhat without purpose below it, but how big can you build that building? How tall can you build up that skyscraper? Well, it all depends on how strong this purpose foundation is. And the truth is, some guys get it and some guys don't. I mean, guys that have a soul-driven purpose, there's only a few I know in my life. Maybe one or two, realistically, that have an actual soul purpose. Literally everything you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed is aligned with this purpose. And this is the type of shit that will keep you up at night. Like, you can't sleep because you're so excited to fulfill your purpose in the morning. I'm telling you guys, this is the missing link to everything you want in life. The main one being the physique and getting the real world results out of your physique. You must be selfish to become selfless in this world. This is the way it is. You need to build yourself up as a man to provide things later down the line if you really wanted to for your kids and for your wife. And this is literally the part that everyone misses with this self-improvement shit, because they hear these keywords like fitness, money, women, and like meditation, all those keywords, right? They have all that, but they skip the first part, which is having that soul purpose beneath it. And this is literally like the difference I see in people who are depressed and don't make much progress and can't figure out what it is as to why they have mental health issues. and guys that seem to just get it done, that don't even think about mental health. That's not even something in their brain. It's like they're just way past that. They're good. They're good. They're on their purpose, and they're doing stuff every day to increase their self-worth, to provide value to society. Because the steps you need to do required to build what you truly want becomes so obvious once you have this in check. Once you have that in check, the steps going forward become automatic. So let's reel all of this back. I know that was a lot to take in and it was a little bit woo-woo, but let's reel it all the way back into becoming 10% body fat, because although it seems unrelated, like we were saying before, it's at the core of actually achieving this. Because to get below 10%, you need to live with purpose. You need to have a purpose, an intent to actually get down below 10%. It doesn't happen by accident. You need to become the man that's disciplined enough to stay 10%. Like, you can take all the fat burners and all the shit you want. It's not gonna happen unless you live with discipline. And this means wiring your brain so that you don't feel like you need fake rewards to compensate. There's no little snacks, there's no in-between meals, no late night snacking, scrolling while eating. You're just teaching your body that you can't have the slightest bit of discomfort, right? You're literally making everything else extremely difficult. Every time you go and grab the snacks or you need to scroll while you're eating, you're setting yourself a new dopamine layer, and that means everything that you actually do in your life becomes infinitely harder. Every time you seek out pleasure, you're taking something from yourself, which will be harder to do the hard things later down the line. You can diagnose this super easy because it shows up in everywhere in your life, and I can see it straight away with people. It's just the little things that you think are innocent. Needing music in the shower, scrolling on the toilet, constantly needing music when you drive. And junk food's the main one. Finding excuses to go and stop and eat fast food when realistically you know deep down you could go home and make a healthy meal, right? It's pretty much possible all the time. There is zero excuse for eating unhealthy. And when people talk about balance and it's like, it's okay to have this and it's this, I've said in the past, they're literally projecting their own inability to be disciplined onto you. It's okay for them. That's their belief system. Their belief system is it's okay to be average. And then they want to try and drag you into that belief system. It's not easier to live that way in the long run. It's not easier to be them. Yeah, it might be easier at first, but they're making their life harder down the line. And that's when they come to us and say, bro, I'm not 10% yet. You know, I can't figure it out. So it's way harder later down the line when you're wondering, how the fuck can I not get lean? It's because you fell into their belief system. Because I don't care what literally anyone says. If you want a standout physique, balance does not exist. You cannot have balance and have a standout physique because it's literally breaking that definition, right? Everyone has balance. Do you think you can do what everyone else does and stand out? You've heard that 1,000 times, but it just makes logical sense. So the most practical way to get around this is simply routine. It's training your brain. You need to go into training with your brain, just like you do at the gym. You just set yourself a list. It's so easy. You go into documents or you go into Notepad on your phone and you set yourself a task list. Very easy. And you simply just tell yourself you're a bitch if you don't do it. 10K steps. Lift 4 to 6 times a week. It should just be whatever your plan is, or the plan that we give you if you're in the school. Track calories, supplements, meal prep, cardio, deep work, whatever is in alignment with your masculine purpose. And these are all non-negotiables. This is part of your routine. It's not an addition. It's part of what you just do day to day. Make that task list. It needs to be ticked off by the end of the day. And this is just a part of becoming a man. This is the easiest way to become masculine. That's what masculinity is. It's men with routine. And this purpose will make sense, right? If you want to get the purpose is quite easy to get. You sit your ass down, you throw everything out of the room, go outside, go for a walk, doesn't matter. And you simply ask yourself what you want out of this life. Don't try to attach too much meaning to it. Don't try to attach too many things to it. And definitely do not limit it. Do not limit what you truly want. When I ask people what they actually want out of life, I need to ask them about 5 times, because the first 4 times they give themselves some sort of limit as to what they can achieve. I say, where do you want to be financially? Oh, well, I want to get to the top of my job. No. What do you want financially? Oh, well, you know, I want to be able to invest in some property and live off that. No, what do you truly want? They want financial freedom. Same thing with fitness. What do you want? I just want to lose 10 pounds. No, what do you actually want? I want the AAA physique. I want to be 10% body fat. I want to be aesthetic. I want to be lean. Never limit what you want to achieve, because if it takes 50 years, so be it. That's what you're going out and trying to do every single day. Yeah, that is what your purpose is. It's really quite simple. You have to tell everyone to shut the fuck up. And like I said before, you do not fall into anyone's belief systems that they created for themselves. Let them be pussies in the background, bro. Let them be low achievers in the background. It cannot affect your own belief system. Fall into our belief system, because our belief system is endless. Our belief system is you can achieve whatever the fuck you want. And I prove this to myself. That's what your purpose is. And your routine simply helps you fulfill that purpose in the most optimal way. You can add on top of this once you got that down, but that is what you do on a day-to-day basis. It's the most optimal way to achieve the purpose, right? And your purpose will make more sense and it will all unfold as you're doing all this, and you'll be able to add layers on top of it. And that's how you find the steps to get to that next level. And past this, as you build up routine, because it won't happen in a day, if we're actually being practical and realistic, it might take you months to actually develop this routine, but the key is you never fall off it. But a great way to just audit your progress in building that routine is, are you doing things in your day that are helping you with your purpose? If there's like a single thing that you're doing throughout your day that doesn't contribute towards that purpose, just cut it out. Brutally cut off things that are not in alignment with your purpose. And it might be hard. It might feel very difficult at the start. There's going to be a lot of friction, letting go of things that are holding you back. But I promise you, bro, in the long run, this is how you feel fulfilled, like we've got at the top of this pyramid. That's how you feel truly okay in your own skin. That's how you get confidence. That's how you become a man. And you can actually live life in alignment with your masculine purpose. 10% body fat is not complicated. We have made 100 videos on how to do it. It's fucking hard. It's very hard to live every day with discipline and the routine that's going to get you to 10%. Yeah, we make it easier with the school group and with coaching. That's how we help guys, and we give them the same mental shifts and everything they need to actually get down to 10%. But it's a very difficult process, and we'll never tell anyone to sell more programs. Yeah, it's going to be easy, man. You can moderate it. That's what fucking retarded coaches do. They say, yeah, man, you can moderate shit and you can eat this and you can eat that. But then you look at the trainer and he's not even dialed. He doesn't even look good. And essentially what they do is they get a bunch of clients, they get a bunch of people, tell them it's okay to eat this, it's okay to eat that, and they might pull 1 or 2 testimonials out of it and say, yeah, sweet, bro, my thing works. And this doesn't need to take long. I believe it takes 4 weeks, 8 weeks to truly turn things around and even make somewhat of a transformation. And actually, me and Nelson want to prove this. Over the next month, me and Nelson are looking for the coldest 10 guys that simply just want to get it done, that just want to go at it and spend December fully locked in, making an insane transformation. I want to get them all below 10% body fat, and the person that loses the most body fat will win $500. We literally announced this yesterday and we've already had like about 50 applications. So I would get in quick because it's like a first comes, first serve thing. So the first thing in the description, you can join the waitlist, fill out a quick application. And if you look like someone that we can truly help out and get shredded, we'll work with you one-on-one. We'll talk to you every day. We'll set up a protocol, nutrition, training, everything you need to really get fucking shredded. I'm super keen for this. That's it, guys. Subscribe if you learned a thing or two from this video. Remember to get after it every single day. I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.